Assalamualaikum. My name is Manu Azimah binti Warhamat and my metric number is 297976 and I will continue our presentation about automated testing tools. For this project, we decide to use Cypress as our automated testing tools. Cypress is a tool that is specially designed for testing web application. With Cypress, we can write test script that will automatically open the website, click buttons, type data, and check whether the system is working correctly. One of the advantage of Cypress is that it runs directly inside the browser, so we can clearly see every step of the testing process. It also easy to use, fast, and very helpful when we need to repeat the same test many times. Okay, that's all for my part. And next, we will look on how to install and set up Cypress, which will be presented by our team member Nabila.
Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. My name is Nurul Nabila binti Muhammad Mahathir and my metric number is 298612. In this video, I will demonstrate automated software testing using Cypress version 13.6.0 together with Allure reporting. The automated tests are executed on the Automation Exercise website, which is a demo e-commerce platform commonly used for testing practice. In this demonstration, I will focus specifically on sign-up input validation where user input such as name and email address is tested. This is for the example to show how this works. The objective of this video is to show how automated testing is set up, how test cases are executed, how system defects are detected, and how test results are presented clearly using Allure report. By the end of this video, you will be able to understand complete automated testing workflow starting from environment preparation until test reporting. Before running Cypress, we must first ensure that the required environment is properly installed. Cypress depends on Node.js and NPM to run the test script and manage dependency. I will now check whether the Node.js and NPM are available on my system. Here we can see the version number of Node.js and NPM. This confirms that both tools are successfully installed and ready to be used. Without Node.js and NPM, Cypress cannot execute. So this step is important before any automated testing begins. Next, I will verify that this directory is a valid Cypress project. From the directory listing, we can see the key files such as package.json, Cypress config.js, and the Cypress folder. This file confirms that the Cypress project structure is correctly configured. This step ensures that the test script, configuration, and dependency are all organized properly before execution. Here is the file that I mentioned before. I will now install all project dependency using npm. This project specifically uses a Cypress version 13.6.0. The reason for using this version is that the Allure reporting plugin is stable and fully compatible with the Cypress 13.6.0. Using newer version of the Cypress may cause issues such as missing Allure result or report generation failure. Fixing the Cypress version ensures consistent and reliable reporting. As shown here, both the Cypress package version and the Cypress binary version are the 13.6.0, confirming that the correct version has been installed. Next, I will install Allure together with the Cypress Allure plugin. Allure is used to transform the raw test execution data into a clear and visual test report. The Allure plugin is configured inside the Cypress config.js and Cypress support E2E.js. This configuration allows Cypress to automatically generate ALU result file during the execution. Before running the automated test, I will remove all previous test result and dependency. This step is important to prevent conflict from all test data. This ensures that the test execution starts in a clean and controlled environment. Now, I will run the automated sign-up validation test using the Cypress in headless mode. Cypress automatically executes all the test cases based on the test table. In this execution, 14 test cases are run. Out of these, 11 test cases pass, while the 3 test cases fail. These failed test cases indicate the real defect in the system. Specifically, the system accepts invalid name inputs such as number and symbol, which should normally rejected. These failures are internationally marked in the test script to demonstrate how automated testing can detect the validation weakness. After test execution, ALU result files are generated automatically. The ALU dashboard provides a clear overview of the test result including the passed test, failed test, execution time, and screenshot for detected defect. This makes the test result easier to understand and communicate. This opens the Cypress Test Runner interface. In this mode, we can visually observe each test step, user interaction, and failure point in real time. The Cypress GUI is specifically useful for debugging and understanding how tests interact with the system. In conclusion, this demonstration shows how automated testing using the Cypress version 13.6.0 can effectively apply to validate the system functionality and detect real system defects, particularly in user input validation. Through this automated approach, issues such as invalid input being accepted by the system can be identified early and documented clearly. The use of ALU reporting further enhances the testing process by providing a structured and visual summary of test execution, including past tests, failed tests, execution duration, and screenshot for detected effect. This makes the test result easier to understand, analyze, and communicate to developer and stakeholders. Overall, automated testing improves the testing efficiency, consistency, and accuracy while reducing manual effort and human error. It also supports the better defect tracking and helps improve overall software quality. That's all for my part. Thank you. Next, I will pass to the next presenter.
I will move on to explain the coding in VS Code. So first of all, here there's constant generate unique email. This is to ensure that the system generates a unique email for it to for the system, and then we will test the first test case in sign up, which is email field with valid format. So as you can see, expected can proceed and the status should pass. So here are the datas, the constant valid email, Sarah12, user12 at yahoo.com, testemail.outlook.com, and abc22 at gmail.com. These are the datas. And then here is the coding, valid emails for each. So TA valid email accepted. cy.visit means that the system will visit the website and then the system will get each of this field. This is for the sign up page, and then the system will input name Sarah, and when you input name email as one of these datas, and then the system will press the submit button, and then passive proceeds. So if pass, then get input name password, and then should be visible. That is for the first one, which is the valid format. And then the second one is email field with invalid format. So the same as usual, these are the invalid emails, and the datas are 123sarah@com. So the invalid datas are the ones that are not fulfilling the email format. So as you can see, here is TA5 email validation, and you will insert the email, and then the cy.visit will visit the website, and then here is the same thing. We will visit the sign up. System will input name, we input the invalid data here, and then we'll submit. So correct expressions for HTML5 is validation. So cy.get input name, then input and expect to be false. So that's for invalid format. And then this is for email filled with blank email, which is invalid and should be a pass because the system should not accept blank format. So here again, TS6 blank email filled rejected, and cy.visit. The system will visit the website and then get form action sign up, to go to the sign up page, and then input name. We'll input name Sarah, valid name, and we'll input name email, which is clear, which means a blank email, and then the system will press the submit button. So browser blocks is still on sign up login page. So CR okay dot okay, and then cy.get input name, then input, and then this one the system will see if the system will receive an error message. So that is for email, test case email. So to execute the code in VS Code, you need to run the command npx cypress open in VS Code, and here Cypress will automatically run the needed files. For example, the first one is email in sign up. So here Cypress is running the sign up, each of the valid email for in datas, invalid email datas, and blank email datas. So as you can see, Cypress is running each, and the green, the check mark, means it is a pass, and the red color, the X mark, means that it is a fail, defect. So to execute the code in VS Code, you need to run the command npx cypress open in VS Code, and here Cypress will automatically run the needed files. For example, the first one is email in sign up. So here, okay. So next, I will explain for password in account information. So first of all, here is the same thing. The constant generate unique email. This is to generate unique emails. So the system it makes it easier for the system to go to the account information page. I will explain valid password. So here is the A10 valid password pass. So the valid data that we have used is my pass hashtag 89. So if this is to check TA10 valid password accepted, the system, the site.get will input name password. This system will input my pass 89 for the password field. And then fill minimum account info and submit and expect proceed. The system will press submit and expect to proceed. And then the TA11 is invalid password or fail or defect, which should be a defect, which should be accept. We should So here are the invalid data. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABCDE 1, 2, 3, ABCDE 1, 2, 3, ABCDE FGH, ABCDE 1, 2, 3. These are the invalid data that we have decided to use for this test case. So here it's TA11 invalid password accepted defect. So here sci.get is input name password. Cypress will input this invalid data in the password field, and then the system will submit and expect blocked, but it wasn't expect blocked. And then the TA12 is for the blank password, which should be a pass. And then ITTA12 blank password rejected. Since sci.get input name password.clear, this is for the blank email, which means for the blank password, which means for the field of password field will be left blank. So cy.get input name password should have attribute required. So that is for the password test case. And then the next code execution is for the password in account information. So as usual, to open Cypress, you type npx cypress open in the VS Code terminal, and Cypress will be open. And then here, Cypress will automatically run the coding. For example, I chose the account information and I ran the valid data of password, invalid data of password, and blank data of password. So as you can see here, Cypress will automatically run all of them in each order, and then the green check mark means that it is a pass, and the X mark is a defect, which is a fail. And then the next code execution is for the password in account information. So as usual, to open Cypress, you type npx cypress open in the VS Code terminal, and Cypress will be open. And then here, Cypress will automatically run the coding. For example, I chose the account information and I ran the valid data of password, invalid data of password, and blank data of password. So as you can see here, Cypress will automatically run all of them in each order, and then the green check mark means that it is a pass, and the X mark is a defect, which is a fail. And then the next code execution is for the password in account information. So as usual, to open Cypress, you type npx cypress open in the VS Code terminal, and Cypress will be open. And then here, Cypress will automatically run the coding. For example, I chose the account information and I ran the valid data of password, invalid data of password, and blank data of password. So as you can see here, Cypress will automatically run all of them in each order, and then the green check mark means that it is a pass, and the X mark is a defect, which is a fail. And then the next code execution is for the password in account information. So as usual, to open Cypress, you type npx cypress open in the VS Code terminal, and Cypress will be open. And then here, Cypress will automatically run the coding. For example, I chose the account information and I ran the valid data of password, invalid data of password, and blank data of password. So as you can see here, Cypress will automatically run all of them in each order, and then the green check mark means that it is a pass, and the X mark is a defect, which is a fail. And then the next code execution is for the password in account information. So as usual, to open Cypress, you type npx cypress open in the VS Code terminal, and Cypress will be open. And then here, Cypress will automatically run the coding. For example, I chose the account information and I ran the valid data of password, invalid data of
Yes, I will continue to explain the automated testing script for the payment name on card validation. This script is written using Cypress, and it used to check whether the name on card field accept valid input and reject invalid input. So first, our code start with a describe block, which is uh, we use the describe block. This block is used to group all our test case together for payment. Name on card, which is TA53 to TA55. And next, we have before each. This means everything inside here we run before every test. For CY section, user section, to save the login section, so we don't need to log in again for every test case. Next line, CUI visit this line to tell Cypress to open the login page. And here Cypress type the email and password into the login form. For this code line, to click the button login. For CY content login else should be visible to check that user is successful login by confirming the message login as appears. Next, we go to payment page. We use function go to payment. Here we create a function called go to payment to bring the user from the product page to the payment page. Next, this code for Cypress open the product page by this link, and then this code CY get add to cart to Cypress add the first product to the cart, and CY content view cart to Cypress go to the cart page, and CY content proceed to checkout for Cypress click proceed to checkout, and CY URL should include payment to confirm that URL contain the word payment, meaning we are not on the payment page. And for TA53 valid name, D is test case TA53 which check data name on cat Nurul Atira. Here Cypress type a valid name to Nurul Atira, and all of this script for Cypress fill in all the card details, and for this the CY get data pay button, so that Cypress click the pay button, and for CY content order place should be visible. We expect to see that message order place, meaning the valid name is accepted, and means that this test pass. So for TA44 invalidness, we use this code so that we can prepare several invalid name, and next invalid name dot for each name. This is loop so that Cypress can test each invalid name automatically, and CY content order place should not exist. Here we expect that the order should not be placed. If the order still succeed, it means that there is defect in the system and the test is fail. And for blend name, we use this code TA55 blend name on code, and CY get the data name on cat to clear the name on card field, and and then CY get data QA button to Cypress to try submit the form, and for CY get data QA name on card valid should exist. Here the browser block the form and show validation error, so means that the test will pass. So that's all for coding Cypress test case payment. Next, I will continue to explain the automatic testing script for the payment. Name Next, to execute the Cypress code, we must type nps cypress open, and this command will open the Cypress test runner. After Cypress open, we select our test file, and then Cypress will automatically run all our test case, and during the execution, we can see Cypress show the test will pass in green color and fail in red color.
For result of automated testing, the selected automated test cases focus on the following critical module, which is we have selected the three modules, which is first email fee validation, which is new user sign up module. Second, password validation, account information module, and third, name on card validation, which is payment product module. This module were chosen as they directly affect user authentication, account security, and payment processing, which are core functionalities of the system. First, for email feed validation, which is TA4 until TA6, this test set validates the system ability to correctly accept valid email format and reject invalid or blank email input during user sign up. Several properly constructed email addresses were used to run the automated test for valid email format. The system successfully moved from the sign up page to the password entry page in every execution. This behavior showed that legitimate email input are correctly accepted by the system. As a result, TA04 is designated as pass, and the result of the automatic and manual test agree. An invalid email format TA05 were correctly rejected by the system, preventing from submission and keeping the user on the login page. And the browser built-in HTML5 validation prevented the form from being submitted when the email field was left empty. The email form show a validation error and the system stay on the login screen. TA6 is marked as pass because the system correctly prevent blank input and the outcome is consistent with manual testing. For password validation, TA10 until TA12, this set verify password strength enforcement during account creation. You can see the code below here, and the system accept password that satisfy the specified complexity requirement according to the automated test for a valid password. After submission, the account creation procedure was complete successfully. In line with manual testing, this verify proper system functioning and TA10 is marked as pass. Rejection was the expected response for invalid password under the security regulation. Nevertheless, the result of the automated test revealed that the system will permit the creation of account with invalid password. Next, for name on cap validation, we have TA53 until TA55. This test set validates input handling for the name on cap field during payment. The payment procedure accepted the input without any issue according to the automated test that use a legitimate cardholder name. This shows that the name on card field valid alphabetic input is handled successfully by the system. That's all. For comparison, manual testing and automating testing, implementation method, the tester consists of humans who will do it manually by clicking one by one to check the result. And for automated testing, script or automation tools such as Cypress and Selenium are used to carry out testing. For processing time, the testing process takes a long time and is slow because it is done manually by human. And for automating testing, process testing can be carried out quickly because the script runs automatically. And for accuracy, humans have the possibility to produce human error caused by wrong action, any unnoticeable and incorrect expected result value. And for automating testing, very precise result can be produced because the automation script will be executed using the same step repeatedly without any errors. And for performance testing, not suitable as performance test require thousands or simultaneous requests or action which human can handle. And for automating testing, very suitable as automation can accurately simulate hundred or thousand of simultaneous users. For recommendation, we can first improve input validation rule, which is the system accepted several invalid input, indicating inadequate validation logic. Stricter validation rules should be introduced for fields like company, address, and mobile number. Second, add clear error message. When invalid data is entered, user-friendly validation message should appear to help users through the correct input format. Third, enforce data constraints. Fields like zip code and mobile number should strongly restrict numeric-only input with length limitation. For expand automatic test coverage, we can have more automated test cases should be created to cover boundary values, special characters, and maximum length input. And lastly, integrate automated testing in the CI or CD pipeline, which is Cypress test can be linked into CI or CD pipeline to automatically validate changes made during future development.